Welcome back to the Make Money Making Videos podcast. This one right here is going to be super interesting for anybody who's trying to build a videography business. This is taken from this episode, the most recent episode of the Make Money Making Videos podcast. I'm back with a podcast clip. Today's a good 20-minute one. Put this one on the background. Throw this one on your other monitor. If you're editing something, put it to the side. Like, basically, listen to this passively. Watch it if you want, but it's more or less just both of us on each side of the screen talking. This one has so much value for anybody trying to develop a videography business. This is the new school, the old school coming at you right here. Me representing the new school, my main man Dean representing the old school, and both of us have brought so much value in this episode right here. If you enjoy it, check out the full episode linked in the description. Without further ado, guys, let's get into how to develop a videography business, something both me and Dean are actively working on a daily basis. Shut up, Car. I don't know if you heard. It's like he responded to me. Fuck you, Car. Let's get into the episode. They do have to manage the financials, and a lot of the time there's that decision of like actually paying the bills and then chasing what you love. Like, you could touch on that, I'm sure.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, it's definitely treated as a side hustle, and don't be afraid to put in them hours, you know, or to the point where you have to sacrifice some time, especially if you're younger and you want to get out there and do your thing and crack on with your pals and stuff. But you know, take that time out to just go out and shoot anything. And if you can get your friends involved, even better, you know, because you're having fun while you're learning.
That's what I mean, mate. I used to recruit any kid. I've been shooting videos since I was like very young, man. I used to just grab anybody, whoever was involved. Let's go, mate. I was shooting clubs before I even owned a camera. That was like one of the main type of videography I got into, was live event videography, right? And I didn't even own a camera. I didn't. I would just get my friend Noah. He had the camera. He understood the actual technical side of cameras. I understood the business and how to get client acquisition. So
perfect combination.
A great combination. So it's like, if you're out there, you don't have the equipment, whatever, like, partner up, get people involved. Like, people actually want something to be involved in. A lot of people might not be that person who's going to go out and create something for themselves, but they would love to get involved.
Yeah, absolutely. And another thing is one of the biggest obstacles I think you put in your way, especially at the beginning, is, you know, filming. You know, people are looking at me filming, you know, and you're sort of like, you know, but that barricade does drop quite quickly once you do it, And you know, even when I started out back in March doing this professionally, you know, and I'm going into say a cafe environment or a coffee house, and it's busy and people are there, and you know they're looking at you strange, you know, but you just be good to be nice to everybody, and it works out fantastic on video, and they don't mind being filmed.
100%. And a lot of the time,
you know, that's a biggie.
The funny thing is a lot of the time, people actually might not be looking judging. They might be looking thinking, wow, how does this person have the confidence to be doing this? They might be thinking they don't, you know. So it's actually like they could be complimenting you in your head. You can't let that insecurity kind of get to you. I mean,
definitely not.
I definitely had to get through that, man. Especially when I'm on a stage with the DJ and I'm filming the DJ, and there's 500, 1,000 people in the crowd or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, you're thinking, what if I slip? You know, all sort of me. Exactly. All sort of silly things will come into your mind. Maybe you see some kids you know from school in the audience or whatever. You know what I mean? That's for me, right? But yes. That goes back to punching fear in the face, man. I think like people
punch in the face.
Too many people psych themselves out, I believe, before they've even started. Like, oh, that could happen and that could happen. But like, it turn it off, innit?
Turn off that noise, you know. And like I say, you know, practice then and just go out and do it, innit? You know, walk the walk, and it'll just come in the end. And I think that's a biggie. I think that stops a lot of people coming out their little comfort zone, maybe, in order to, you know, go out and just create. You know, you're doing something fantastic, man. Just remember that. And you know, I think you can tone that down, and then all of a sudden you're walking the walk and talking the talk and doing it. And that's what gives me the confidence to go into, you know, an environment that as a cold call, then, should we say, which is quite old school way of doing things. I think today's technology, but certainly combining everything together, you know, is relevant to the year and now. So certainly get out there and you know, knock doors and be confident in what you're going to do and what you're proposing and helping that business
as well, doesn't it? I assume the first business you walked into, you know, you probably weren't, you know, articulating yourself as perfectly as you would have liked yourself to, but now the fifth or the 10th, I'm sure it's, you know, it's gone better. So it's that.
I was always conscious about how I come across, you know, to the point where, you know, you overthink everything, and you're just hopeless. You're useless, even. Just get in there and do your thing. It's way too much in the head.
The more you can zone out, the better you perform. People
Absolutely.
actually only mess up because they psych themselves out in their mind. You guys actually do, like,
Yeah.
I'm noticing this in myself. You don't know what you can do till you do it.
Absolutely. And once you've done it, move on.
Exactly.
Progress,
and the next
confidence,
one,
power.
and the next one. And
It's very powerful, especially in this videography, because you've got to build rapport with everybody, and if you want to use somebody in that shot from the audience, shall we say, who necessarily wouldn't get involved, there's tricks and ways to deal with people and get them involved, and your videos will turn out perfect.
100%. It's all a natural progression. So
sure,
let's talk a little on client acquisition, because you're doing it awesome, man. That's how I even reached out to you for the podcast. You was in your car, like, all right, just turned up with this business, went great. I think they need some social media, right? You're talking to the phone and stuff. I fucking love it, mate. Literally,
I love it, man. That's what I mean. That's something that goes way back from years ago.
Yeah, 100%.
Love doing it.
Oh, mate, I love it. So is that how you started getting your clients? Because I mean, like, you came from a different business, right? But I'm sure client acquisition is still a big thing in the construction and stuff like that. You have to get your clients to talk with people and stuff. But how did you start approaching clients right away? Was it this forward approach, or did you ease into that?
It was basically knocking doors, So with the experience of doing it for many years, which obviously I've got on my side, and belief in this in my service, my new service, video. They need me. That's how I approach it. Amazing. But I don't approach it obviously on a cocky level, of course, because that's what just you can deal with that. But it's just a case of they need me. It's what I can do for them, and once they see what I can do for them, and if I have to give away things for free, then I'll shoot them a video as a as a token, so that as a sample. Yeah. Which is just what I'm doing with this hotel, as I just said earlier. That's fine. That's what comes with it, because I'm still gaining, whether I don't do that job or not. I'm still gaining.
Yeah. People don't get that. Some people don't get that, man. Literally, I had someone message me last night. Jack, I like what you do, but what I don't agree with is that you're doing free work. Yeah. Blessing to that guy, but I mean, touch on that for a second, for especially the younger people and maybe the older, because you're talking about having a real business doing construction where you're making good money. I know construction makes good money, right? So you're now going to doing free work. Like that's amazing. It's crazy.
It's crazy, man. Yeah, and it does sound crazy. Of course it does, because but you have to you have to communicate that value, and sometimes you have to physically show them what it is to do that. But then you can go on the repeat business side of things, like you guys, so you get residual videos, or there's a contract in place that you can do multiple videos, and that's what I'm homing in on at the moment. So there's a lot of companies. I mean, I'll give you another example where we were on a family holiday in Ibiza. Beautiful place, Ibiza, of course, and we stayed in a villa in an amazing spot. So the first thing I said was, these guys need the video. This villa needs to be filmed. Yep. So I filmed it, and I spoke to the lady who run the villa. So she was like the manager of the villa itself. And she was absolutely over the moon with what I was proposing. So I then shot a video while I was on holiday and sent it to her on Instagram. And the result is back in June next year, myself and my whole family, so there's going to be 10 of us, and we're staying in that villa for free. So we're staying in a villa for free, where the deal is, obviously I'm going to do a promotional video for the villa, and it's having work done this winter, so it's going to be renovated. But they're also thrown in a chartered boat for the day, and we can just go wherever we want and film that too.
Crazy. So
then I'm going to obviously promote that to the villa companies in Ibiza, and I've got goals to be working over there, in the near future.
Well, and that's the power of free work right there, because not only do people who are serious, they want to compensate you regardless. If they see you doing good work, man, they want to compensate you regardless, just like this, and they're going to work something out. But also, in my experience, literally the only thing you need to get more work in an industry is one solid video that shows you've done it before and that you've completed a positive project for somebody, that if there's brand awareness, amazing. If they know about the place, amazing. That's even more leverage for you. And I think That sums it up. That's the power of free work right there. And for free work can turn into paid. The first clubs I started filming, I didn't even consider getting paid for it. It was just people I knew from around the town and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That were like, Jack, you're the video kid, come along, and they would pay for all my stuff for the night, pay for give me a place to stay, give me whatever alcohol, etc. I was doing at 17 years old. You know what I mean?
Good fun. Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely.
And I got those samples, and those samples were the leverage to then go on and actually reach out over Facebook to other promoters, targeting events and stuff like that, and say, hey, look, this is what I done, and it's foundational, mate, honestly. But you've gone into so many businesses, right? You've touched a lot of businesses. What type of businesses give you a good response, and maybe some that don't?
Okay, I would say at the moment, letting and estate agents, they don't give me a good response at the moment.
Okay, interesting.
But video is so valuable to these guys, obviously. But so that's what I'm working on, and that could be my pitch mine. So that's going to be developed. The other thing that gives me a good response is coffee shops. Coffee shops, man, restaurants. Yeah. They are well open to it because they know that if it's filmed correctly, or that brand is filmed based on their input, and they're happy with that brand, and it's the message, it's going to get out there on social media, and people are going to want to go and relax there. Yeah. So we get a really good response with coffee shops in particular. So my advice to you guys locally, especially you young guys, get to them coffee shops.
Coffee shops everywhere. Everywhere you look, there's a coffee shop.
Everywhere. It's massive, huge business, unbelievable. I've just, another example of that is where when I was out cold calling, should we say? Yeah. So I was talking to coffee shops, particularly in Cardiff. Yeah. And I went into a place just on the outskirts of Cardiff, real nice, real trendy, funky little place, independent, got talking. He made me aware of he's trying to get a video sorted, and the costs involved were just like ridiculous. Yeah. Proper professional company, probably multiple cameras and stuff. Yeah. So while we were having coffee, we did a deal basically with him. He was happy to pay the amount I said. It wasn't massive money, I must say. Yeah. Brilliant. I got my camera out there. We did a bit. I organised then to come back for a. He was trying to get into cocktails as well, so he was expanding his business there in the evenings. We were invited, myself and my wife. We got there, filmed it, delivered it. They were over the moon. It got great response on social media. People were coming into his coffee shop saying, I saw the video, didn't even know you were here, bringing a friend. His business has picked up from it. So I'm going to be doing another one very soon. Amazing. But also, feedback-wise, a friend of his then is involved in a big chain in the United Emirates. Yep. And from that video, I then filmed that company's first shop here in the UK. And I'm involved in their franchise video. So that was just from getting out there and doing it.
100%.
Coffee shops, big business.
Nah, that's great. That's great, because a lot of the time my guys are looking for, but my whole audience rather is just looking for people for insights like that. Like, all right, what do I target? Stuff like that. People that are people that just respond well to this type of stuff. Because I know from firsthand experience, it could be a struggle breaking it down to a small business that they need a service from like for you. I'm sure it might even be easier for a young guy as well. It's even tougher because they might have a certain perception or something about
of course.
It's stuff could could be kind of against you. But I mean, your process seems to me that it's just go in there, have a talk, break down what you do, and sort of just see how they feel about that, and see if they actually need you, and talk a little bit on the no's you've gotten, maybe. Yeah,
absolutely. And obviously, I mean, independent businesses are super busy and money's tight. Yeah. So, I don't need that, and they may be spending money on glossy magazines and stuff.
They don't know yet.
It's like, they don't know yet. They don't know yet. Yeah. And it's like, you want to tell them straight away, no, stop. But, obviously you can't. But, the no's you absorb, man. Yeah. And you sort of like, well, okay, what could I have said maybe to make them say yes? So you develop on that, and then you go into the next one with another approach that, is ticking the boxes. I mean, you must listen, obviously, in any sales avenue, it's all about listening. And once you listen, deliver on another level. But lap up the nose. The nose is experience, you know. The nose is teaching you things big time, and you know, I love the nose.
Oh, for sure. The nose can motivate you. That's the thing. The nose can motivate
they definitely
you.
do.
And you know, you rethink a little bit more when it's a no. You know, like you get a high, but the thing is, man, the high of getting that yes outweighs it, man. Like leaving a business, man. Like the few businesses where I've gone to the business, had a meeting or whatever, and the deal has just gone great. We've had a good hour-and-a-half meeting, whatever, and I come out of there, I feel fucking phenomenal. You know, what I mean,
there's nothing better, is it?
No, I'm thinking about this one car dealership in particular. It just, you know, you come out. You feel fired up, and you know you just want to kind of do more and shit like that. You know, you want to reach out to more.
It's such fuel, isn't it? It's such fuel, you know. So you know, having a few no's is only going to lead you to another yes, yeah. And when that yes comes, like you say, it's boom, and that's when it comes, you know. And you know, like I say, with us here, Elevation Media, I mean, we also know from working with all types of people in construction and any industry that where they're super busy, they don't really value the importance of Facebook because it's just another hassle or a chore, for instance, you know. And using Instagram and Facebook and video, particularly stories, you know, they're not confident. A lot of people are not confident today to get in front of the camera, and I respect that, and everyone does, you know. That's the deal. You're always going to come up against them. Advising people that, you know, we can do that for you. Just you do your video in your comfort, or send the video to me, you know, or photos, and we'll create the video and the message, you know, and send it back out there. So that's another avenue for Elevation Media on using video and where we're going as a company.
So you're doing like social media management, because I see your posts on Instagram and stuff where you talk about this is the client, they don't have time or whatever, they need to send us some stuff, and what's your process like for managing social media?
That's learning. I mean, we're just scratching the surface, man, because that's like, wow, you know, social media is so in depth, and there's such ways of working amongst it to get results. So what we learn, we take out there and we do for our clients. We only got a few clients at the moment that we're looking after on a regular basis with their social media, but the learning, the lessons we're learning in doing that is so valuable for where we then go and approach maybe the bigger type customers, businesses as well. But the emphasis for Elevation Media is small businesses and helping them progress on this platform. YouTube, again, I mean, YouTube is just phenomenal. And you know, I look at your, you know, how you create content on YouTube, for instance, and the volume of content that you churn out is phenomenal, and you know, the learning that we can get from your videos is amazing, and I'm learning myself from you. That's where I'm inspired by you guys, you know. Mate, it's, you know, it's amazing. It's crazy shit. It's crazy. I think
there's a lot to be said for volume.
Oh, massive. The volume, I mean, I battle with at the moment is slowly but surely, if you like. I want to be faster. I'm getting quite impatient to get faster and deliver more content on a number of platforms, but I've got to have a bit of patience too and learn it right, you know, because
crucial.
It's all about taking that time and learn and being the valuable lessons and putting them into practice, you know, instead of just constantly doing this and just getting nowhere. You know, you can burn yourself out very quickly.
100%. And you have to have kind of a North Star that you're going for. But I mean, this is, I'm sure, has been a process. Did you kind of, how quick was the change from your previous industry to this? You know, were you flirting with it for a little while, or was it boom?
No, I think because I used social media a lot in the other industry. You know, film and advertising and documenting and advertising. So we were sponsor ads. You know, we were on there. We were quite strong on most platforms, particularly Facebook. You know, the transition to being involved purely in this, it wasn't that different, if I'm honest. You know, it was comfortable because I was already doing it. You know?
100%.
So I want to. It wasn't too much of a change. The lifestyle is definitely different.
Well, it's more inside. It's more I'm sure it's different because I mean, construction. You're on the site. You know what I mean?
I was out all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
I was everywhere. You know, and I was constantly running around, which didn't give me real time to sit down and, you know, concentrate on this type of industry. Then, should we say? Although I use this technology, but the downtime has taken me a bit of time to get used to. just to get everything in place and edit. Because I'm doing the whole thing, yeah. I'm doing the video, the business, the video, and the editing. And the editing is, I'm not, yeah, one man band. I'm not really strong on the editing, but I'm getting better, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I think.
So yeah.
What's your process for that? I've got infinite people who are trying to get better at editing on the channel. Literally, that's the majority of my biggest subject is how to get better at video editing. That's actually above making money making videos, above videography. That's the biggest area. How do you do it?
Okay, so I keep it simple.
Yep.
First of all, and I max using it simply. Yep. Then I max what I can actually do. So I'm still learning the simple platforms that I use, should I say, or software.
Yeah.
And I mean, it is basic software, but although it's basic software, it's pretty surprising what that shit can do.
So what are you using? Are you using what software?
So I use a Mac. Cool. So it's just Mac software, and I use a mobile. There's a number of apps that I use. Yeah. Instagram, we got InstaShot, obviously.
So you do the editing on the mobile
as well.
Okay, so what program on the computer do you use as well?
So on the computer, I'm just using iMovie Maker.
Amazing.
I love it.
Yeah.
And it's surprising what it can do. But
totally.
I do argue with myself quite a lot. I should upgrade my thing, but then I've got to take all that time to get and master that stuff, And to be honest with you, man, at the moment, what I can create on there is definitely professional video.
That's amazing, honestly, because so many people will psych themselves out about, I need the greatest shit. That's a recurring thing.
No, don't spend your money until you master, the simple shit first, because YouTube, I mean, your videos, man, you've got plenty of software programs that you bring in and you show. And that's actually how I spotted you. How I know about you from YouTube, of course, and watching them free software platform. But like I say, just keep it simple and maximize that and develop your style within that simple platform, and then concentrate on making videos. It's not about, again, with cameras, it's not about what you've got, is it? It's about how you use them.
I told you this was going to be a good one. You made it to the end. You are probably part of the 2%. I forget what the exact metrics were when I looked at my analytics last of like what percent of people actually complete the full video on average, but you're definitely a tiny percent, which guess what? It's also a tiny percent that will be able to build an actual videography business that becomes their full-time thing. And if you watch this full thing, you're probably one of them, right? So great positive sign that you're headed in the right direction. Of course, you could fuck it all up as well. I don't know you. I don't know the person watching this. That's a little bit negative, but it's also reality. Love you. If you completed this episode, you fucking rock. I really hope you enjoyed it. And also, this was only 25 minutes or 20 minutes of the 1 hour or 57-minute conversation me and Dean had. Awesome conversation. I encourage you now to go watch the full episode. It's linked down below. Again, you don't have to watch it. Listen to it, whatever the case may be. Love you guys. Big up to you. And I'll see you in tomorrow's video.